Steven Seagal, the most horrible celebrity on earth. We all know the saying, never meet your heroes, but some of y'all really don't listen.
He killed a family's 1-year-old puppy dog and stole
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you hurt animals, you have a special place reserved for you in hell.
money from a kid in a wheelchair.
Yo, this is, bro, even bullies in American movies would think of this shit. This is like creative.
Steven Seagal has such a comically terrible history, he now simply refuses to face it.
I wonder.
Oh my god. By the way, look at this hairline. I mean, holy shit. Holy shit. What the fuck is that, bro? Vegeta ass hairline.
How you deal with all that. Hello, Steven Seagal.
Number 1, treating other actors terribly during
How is he even famous, bro? Like, I'm sorry, he does some weird ass fucking moves and shouts Aikido. Like, Aikido's, by the way, like a bullshit martial arts. I'm not saying Steven Seagal wouldn't beat my ass. I mean, probably I'd beat his ass. He's fucking 80 in a wheelchair right now. I would beat the fuck out of him. But like in his prime, yeah, sure, if you train Aikido, you could beat like the normal person. But that's not enough to brag about. Like, it's not like MMA. If I hear someone's been training MMA for a year, I'm much more scared.
filming. I have a family member that worked with him years ago on a low-budget film. Steven Seagal was miserable and rude, but it only gets worse from here. Whilst filming for the movie Exit Wounds, stuntman Steven Quadros explained that Seagal would unexpectedly kick guys in the nuts to see if they were wearing cups,
What the fuck? Yo, he was that one kid in school that when the teacher left, he was writing names on the board, fucking, like taking it way too seriously, bro.
which was also mentioned by a different stuntman in a completely unrelated interview.
The first thing he's gonna
Bro,
do.
if Steven Seagal kicks me in the nuts, I don't fucking care how much aura he has. I will use my Conqueror's Haki and destroy this motherfucker. What do you mean you're just gonna kick me in the boys?
It's kick you in the nuts. He's like, oh hey, we're gonna get a cup. Well, he's just gonna pop you in the nuts.
What?
That's the first thing he does.
One comment stated, I actually know a few stuntmen and actors who've worked with Seagal, and they all echo the same thing about him, one of whom might have been Stephen Lambert, who stated Seagal became more unpredictable during his fight scenes.
He's notorious of breaking people's.
Bro, he thinks he's so fucking cool. I just want to see some MMA guy, bro. Send Khabib. Send location. 2-3 years Dagestan. I bet Steven Seagal ain't spent 2-3 years in Dagestan. Yo, send one of the Dagestani boys to fucking beat the shit out of him, bro. He's got an ego the size of the crib, bro.
Arms, legs, ribs.
As he'd actually punch and hit other actors to make the fights look real.
He was actually hit.
Yo, nah, I don't care. I don't care. Like, yeah, the viewers are happy. Yo, it's more realistic. I don't want the guy to be fucking screaming in agony with clutching his balls because Steven Seagal tried to check if he has a cup or not. Yo, this guy should be thrown in jail.
The stuntman, like,
Oh,
for
hell
real.
yeah. He's known for that.
To make matters worse, protective equipment wasn't allowed on set,
There's nothing wrong with putting on pads. They would say no because he wouldn't allow it.
and it's therefore no surprise that during one scene,
Well,
Seagal
that's like saying send kids to school with shields just in case like someone shoots. Obviously, the problem is the person is coming in shooting, bro. Like Steven Seagal should. That was such a shit analogy, bro. I really used the school massacre as a fucking analogy. What is wrong with me, bro? But like Steven Seagal, the problem is that he's attacking people. People shouldn't be wearing pads to protect themselves because Steven Seagal is gonna assault you. What the fuck? Just because he's famous, he can get away with this shit?
injured DMX's shoulder during the fight, so X had to take a few days off. Even worse was when Seagal put a stuntman in hospital.
And he beat the shit out of the guy and smashed his face to the mirror multiple times. He went over the top to the point that sent the guy to the hospital.
Which isn't surprising given he was this rough while filming a YouTube video.
Bro, look at his fucking bullshit martial arts, bro. Like, there's people like that are so pathetic, bro. I once went to a boxing gym. One guy I was boxing, bro, once you see somebody give up, don't be fucking there. Like, it's not just this. People use this as an excuse. I would expect better from people who are well-trained. Like, if you spend a year or two in the gym, you have more self-control. But some people really be entering the gym and they're like, I just want to hurt people. You are the scum of the earth. You are the scum of the earth. You are the lowest. You are bottom of the barrel, bro. Like, I went to spar one day. I went to fucking go spar at the boxing gym. And I'm sparring and I'm like, yo, bro, let's fight, let's fight. Of course, it was like my first day. This guy's been here for years. And I sort of like, I'm like, yo, I give up. Like, I do this. And he just gets one last hit in. Just to like feel like he did something to get that clean shot, that dopamine shot in his mind. But that genuinely caused me so much damage, bro. First of all, it chipped my tooth. Second of all, it broke my nose. All that just so he could get the last fucking hit once I've already given up, bro. Like, sparring is sparring. It's not a fucking fight. If it's not a sanctioned fight, you should care about the other person the same way you do yourself. Like, Steven Seagal and people like him are the scum of the earth. They represent martial arts in such a bad manner, bro.
Whoa.
Right. Yeah.
He's just gotta be nice because it's fucking Steven Seagal. Bro, send an MMA guy to just beat his ass. That would be so satisfying. Just knock the brakes out of him. Yeah, Steven, you wearing the cup? Just fucking sock him in the nuts. You wearing the cup, buddy? You wearing the fucking cup, Steven?
As a result, actors have to be extremely careful just to appear alongside him.
You gotta keep a third eye on what he's doing. And if you're not good enough, he's gonna hurt you.
Although not only because of unexpected injuries. Seagal would show up on set demanding insane movie changes.
Calls the director, he's like, we're changing the scene. We're gonna do the scene in Arabic. He's gonna teach me. And he's like, put this camera here, put this camera here. I was like, everybody's like, what?
While Steven Tobolowsky told a funny story where Seagal randomly stopped acting.
Brother, what is going on here, bro? What is this? Oh my god, holy math teacher haircut, gang. This, you need to let it go. You need to let it go. No.
On
Like,
set
what is
due to
that?
an unexpected crisis.
Steven Seagal has had a spiritual awakening. He decided that he doesn't want to kill people anymore in movies. And Steven says, I think it's just bad that we keep putting this violence into the world.
This resulted in a $14 million lawsuit claiming that Seagal not only regularly showed up late and left early, but also made regular unauthorized changes to the script and dialogue, which could result in the loss of millions of dollars because parts of the film's plot that were promised now cannot be delivered to the film buyers. Seagal
Brother, you've been walking around for years assaulting people on set and now you don't want to hurt people in the movie? Bro, you've been hurting people for fucking ages, bro. Like, is this guy a joke? This guy can't be serious. Who still looks up to this guy? Thank God shit like this is airing. Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's famous. I want to get on his good side, so hopefully he can benefit me. You've seen a lot of shit like this with Diddy, for example. People just be like coming out all at once instead of coming out when something happens. Like, you saw what the guy did? He stood there and started laughing instead of saying something when he got punched in the throat by Steven Seagal. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're King fucking Charles, bro. You sock me in the throat, motherfucker. I'm not sat here laughing. Like, there's nothing funny about that. This guy needs to be called out. People feel awkward because it's someone in power, so you feel like you can't say anything. But the world is by justice. It doesn't matter who you are, bro. The rules, everyone follows the rules.
Seagal was sued for another $60 million after repeating his actions on 4 other sets, justifying his lack of effort with the worst excuse you'll ever hear. Seagal backed out because his Buddhist guru known as Mukara said the films would create bad karma, perhaps because Seagal's also been exposed for exaggerating his skills as a fighter. Steven Seagal is in fact a black belt martial artist. However, his martial art of choice, Aikido, has been heavily criticized for being one of those mostly impractical martial arts that has extremely limited application in real life scenarios.
He is a legitimate Aikido black belt, but the
That's like saying I'm a legitimate fucking... What I can't even fucking think of it, bro. That's like saying I'm like 3,000 rated on chess, bro. That means absolutely jack shit. That means you're good at ballet, bro. That's what Aikido is. Like, respectfully, someone who's been training Aikido is probably gonna beat your ass, but against someone who's been training MMA for 2 months, he's getting his ass beat.
martial art is the questionable thing.
A Reddit comment describes Seagal's martial art to be kind of a cult with fake telegraphed attacks. The attackers are just there to make the master look good.
Facts. It's like the Glaze fucking Central, bro. If you're a black belt, you're always gonna win because they're just gonna act like they got hit. It's basically like acting in real life.
Which is exactly what's shown in this video, where Seagal's attackers just fall to the floor to make him
Is he using the Force?
look good for the crowd. Unfortunately, people don't voluntarily
hockey.
flip over in the real world. This makes pro wrestling look real. Wonderfully
Yeah,
choreographed. Fighting is always easier when your opponent cooperates. It's therefore
he's on
no
payroll.
surprise Seagal has no professional fighting record.
Who in MMA does Aikido? So-and-so coming in the cage is a world champion with a background in Aikido. You never heard that once. Have you ever heard that once? What's for a reason?
But he did claim that he'd taught Anderson
Ronda Rousey's low-key intimidating, bro. Just knowing that she could beat the fuck out of me.
and Silva how to do a highly specialized move.
Do y'all think Ronda Rousey would kill me? Bro, low-key, yeah, who the fuck am I kidding, bro? Like, if I gained, like, 10 kilograms of pure muscle and, like, a little bit more, like, MMA experience.
Leg kick.
I started teaching kicks that I thought he could really hurt people with, and at that point, I knew he was going to start to really make these kicks, work.
He created the front kick. Did he invent the wheel too? In response, Anderson Silva made a video mocking Steven Seagal's fighting, although there was one more attempt by Seagal to prove he could actually fight. Whilst on set for the movie Out for Justice, Seagal claimed that due to his Aikido training, he couldn't possibly be choked unconscious. The challenge was
Please just pull out the Khabib Nurmagomedov. Pull him out, the fucking eagle from Dagestan. Been training, fucking choking bears since the age of 2. Just fucking grab his neck and just go. Durr. Yeah, the Aikido, yeah, is it working now, buddy? Is it working now? Yeah, let's see what happens when he fights someone who's not directly under his payroll.
Taken up by martial artist Gene LaBelle, who not only choked Seagal out instantly, but also caused Seagal to soil himself in the moments he was blacking out. When
It's too good. Oh my god, revenge is sweet.
asked about the incident, LaBelle stated, "Sometimes Steven has a tendency to cheese off the wrong people, and you can get hurt by doing that. So if a guy soils himself, you can't criticize him, because if they just had a nice big dinner an hour before, you might have a tendency to do that." Seagal responded by claiming that he and LaBelle had never even fought.
There was never ever any confrontation with him ever. And if Gene is saying shit like that, he should be ashamed of himself. And so if he said that, he is a
I don't know, sounds like excuses out of a man who just shit his pants.
pathological scumbag liar.
Although nobody believes Seagal's side of the story, as he has his own list of well-documented lies. For example, Seagal made the insane claim that he was honored as the first private citizen to destroy a nuclear device, whilst
What? Bro, what sort of title is that? He really pulled that shit out his ass.
also claiming he was recruited by the CIA to help carry out undercover missions. It explained, "You could say that I became an advisor to several CIA agents in the field, and through my friends in the CIA met many powerful people and did special works and special favors, although an investigation by a magazine found these claims were completely bogus." It also dispelled the myth that Seagal once fought the Yakuza in his dojo, as the
Bro, what? This guy's really just spitting shit out his ass, bro. What the fuck?
The magazine interviewed Seagal's ex-wife, who stated it's a lie. He once chased a few drunks away from the dojo, but never was involved with the Yakuza.
Bro, he really just thinks like, who's that one guy that's on TikTok talking about, I'm an Israeli CIA agent, King Azuli. Bro, he's almost as much bullshit as King Azuli. This is King Azuli's idol, bro. King Azuli talking about how he's this overlord that's a millionaire, even though like a year ago we found videos of him on fucking Cameo or some bullshit like that. Like, it's just lies. Some people really make careers off of lies. And by the way, his life isn't that uninteresting. He's a movie star. No matter what you think of him, he's a famous movie star that's been in a lot of movies. Why do you still have to lie about fighting the Yakuza, bro? Like, what the fuck?
Similarly, Seagal made the claim that he was a tough kid who was feared by others, yet this was dispelled by his own mother, who stated her son was frail and suffered from asthma. He was a puny kid back then, although Seagal had a plan to clarify exactly what was
he was a puny kid back then, and now he's a big fucking idiot.
fact and fiction. He'd post a Reddit Ask Me Anything, likely expecting normal questions. However, the responses would only deepen the past that was already haunting him. What kind of pants were you wearing when Gene LaBelle choked you unconscious and caused you to shit your pants?
Was there not a single video? Come on, you have fucking Steven Seagal getting choked and he shit himself and not a single person took a photo.
Personally know a stuntman who had all of his front teeth knocked out by you and said you didn't even apologize. Why did you do that? Can you explain
I can sue him, right? There's no way I can't sue him.
how you developed the front kick that Anderson Silva used in his UFC fight? Although there was one more question that was worse than any other. Hey there, I went to the same junior high school as you in Fullerton, CA many years later. Heard some stories. The one I would like to ask you about is when your social studies teacher caught you stealing lunch money from a kid in a wheelchair. True, I didn't make this up. Seagal understandably avoided the damning questions. However, by answering some of the easy ones, he'd introduce another flaw: his massive ego. What is your current biggest drive that—
True, all I'm seeing is just someone who's really like, I think he has like undiagnosed autism, like in the nicest way possible. Like he has a problem. He has some sort of neurodivergence. He just seems so mentally unstable. He seems like he's just trying to prove his strength the whole time. This is what you get when you train fucking bullshit martial arts. Like, I'm sorry, Aikido, like it's clearly someone who's just trying to prove, oh, no, trust me, I can fight. People who can actually fight and can actually hurt people are the nicest people ever. They would never hurt a fly, bro. Like these UFC fighters, they're so nice. Like if people who train martial arts, go to a martial arts gym, MMA gym. Bro, these are straight killers, bro. If you could have a knife or a gun, you're probably gonna win. But like, these are dangerous ass people, bro. Like they can kick metal poles down. They're just the nicest people ever. So unconfrontational, because they don't have to prove anything. Steven Seagal just has that energy like he's trying to prove something. He's a fucking loser, bro.
motivates you? I am a champion and I want to remain a champion. Seagal's overinflated self-image was best shown in this interview, where he'd implied that Van Damme wasn't a good martial artist.
I think that that's a matter of opinion, that he was a champion anywhere. Yeah.
which was then proven at a party when the two came head to head. The party was hosted by Sylvester Stallone, who stated, Van Damme was tired of Seagal saying he could kick his ass and went right up to him and offered him the chance to step outside so he could wipe the floor with him. Seagal made some excuse and left. Van Damme, who was completely berserk, tracked him down and again offered him a fight, and again Seagal pulled a Houdini, yet Seagal unsurprisingly
I don't think you should approach it like that. Just the violence is never the answer. Like fighting violence with violence, I don't know. I think you should fight Steven Seagal with a fat, hefty lawsuit is what I think he should get. Like, I think he should get criminal time.
stated it was Van Damme who ran from him.
Is that true he got in a fight with you? No. It'd be like me swatting.
No, like he just has to sound like he's some like Power Ranger that's unbeatable, bro. Like,
if he sees me, he runs.
It's therefore no surprise that Seagal despises Van Damme.
Thoughts on Jean-Claude Van Damme? Can I laugh in your face? Do I think Jean-Claude's a tough guy in martial arts? No.
However, Van Damme has only ever said positive things about Seagal in return.
Met the guy a few times. He's a nice guy. Doesn't like me much. I like him a lot. Good guy. Good charisma. He's got something special on the screen.
Another example of...
You know, I made the connection. It's almost like his personality is like Aikido. It just sort of embodies him. It's all about showboating. It's all about showing that you can do something. It's not really... It has no substance. Like, Steven Seagal isn't as tough as he says he is. Isn't as cool as he says he is. Isn't as invincible as he says he is. But just like Aikido, it's really not as dangerous as it seems. It's all about showboating. It's all about acting tough and acting like you're throwing people around. That's what I've noticed with him. Like, truly is. Like, you know how people look like they're animals? People look like they're martial arts, I guess, as well.
Steven Seagal's ego came from a story told by Rob Schneider.
Finally, Steven Seagal emerges and he comes out and he said, I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life. He goes, really? Who wrote it? I did.
Which only becomes funnier once you realize that said best script ever was for his terrible performance on Saturday Night Live.
Listen to me carefully. I don't want you to talk
Well, let me guess, the script he wrote is him just looking really powerful for 30 minutes.
about anything to me anymore. I don't want you to say my name anymore.
With atrocious lines such as that one, it's no surprise a long-term SNL employee called Seagal
worst host by lapped every bad host.
However, Seagal's hosting of another show somehow ended even worse. In 2009, Seagal told the LA Times he'd apparently been a policeman for more than 20 years, proving this by showing a black and white photo of him raising his right hand in what looks like a swearing-in ceremony, creating the impression it was taken when he first joined the department. At closer inspection, however, it appears the photo was taken 20 years and at least 20 pounds after the fact.
Oh my god, you know what's crazy? This reminds me of the Duke Dennis memes where they show photos of Duke Dennis in black and white next to Martin Luther King. Like, holy shit, he's so corny, man. Imagine having everything in the world and still needing this level of validation. You are just such a miserable human being.
Casting doubt on whether Seagal had ever been part of the force. Regardless, this led Seagal to create a show called Lawman, where he and his crew went around apprehending criminals, often done with excessive force to make for enjoyable viewing.
It's like Vitaly Predcatches, bro. You just start shaving their head and fucking...
Well, in one episode, Seagal attempts to break up an illegal cockfighting operation by raiding a house with a tank with the goal of freeing the animals.
Animal cruelty is one of my pet peeves.
However, after doing so, the property's owner Jesus Sanchez Uvira quickly filed a $100,000 lawsuit which claims that more than 100 prize chickens being bred for show were killed by Seagal and his colleagues. An 11-month-old puppy was also shot and killed during the early morning raid.
You are the filth of the earth, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Animal cruelty is where the big H, and by big H, I don't think I gotta say the full name. The Austrian painter, even the Austrian painter drew the line. He did everything bad in the world, but he drew a line at animal cruelty. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? To hurt, like, puppies or, like, chickens, just massacre, like, animals? Like, how could you even, like, what are you thinking, bro?
Seagal responded by stating, I've been called a lot of things in my career, some of them not so kind. But to be labeled an animal abuser is beyond the pale and that is simply a role I will not accept. While another policeman stated if my deputies, or posseman Seagal for that matter, had done something so awful like shooting a family friendly dog, then where are the photos to prove it? It seemed for the first time ever Seagal wasn't actually lying. However, there was one more lawsuit that—
Fair enough, fair enough. Hey, I think I'm doing a bit too much. Obviously, I doubt they actually just shot a dog. Like, okay, maybe I'm too gullible.
would end the show completely. In mid-2010, Steven Seagal was sued for sex trafficking, which became one of so many different allegations, it's genuinely difficult to count them all. On the set of 1991 Out for Justice, 4 different women quit during filming due to Seagal's continued piggery, while one of the stuntmen from earlier told an equally creepy story.
There's this girl sitting in a tub. She's wearing bikini, and they had to convince her that she has to come out of the tub naked.
The only thing that might rival his terrible track record with women is his track record with low-rated movies, none of—
He just seems so unself-aware. Like, if he's over there, like, really thinking it's okay to hit people in the throat, 100% I believe. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna jump to conclusions because evidence does matter. But if a girl comes out here, says Steven Seagal did this, Steven Seagal did that, like, you gotta take into account his history. He 100% would do some bullshit like this. He's just so unself-aware.
which receiving more than 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, or more than 5 out of 10 on IMDb. And with no new movies in the last 5 years, Seagal has opted for a modern method of generating extra income.
Crypto
scams.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Steven Seagal scammed people with crypto.
From Team Seagal, Steven has just become the worldwide ambassador for the Bitcoin second generation cryptocurrency. Despite gaining only 150 likes, Steven was promised $250,000 in cash and $750,000 worth of B2G tokens in exchange for his promotions, which he failed to disclose to the public, resulting in a $330,000 fine. Seagal paid only $75,000 toward his debt before refusing to appear in court, then moving to Russia where he still lives now.
Oh my god, absolute scum of the earth. I'ma keep it a buck. Like, holy shit, man. If you like, subscribe. I post bangers like this every day, and yeah, see you.